found this little page and I wanted to start creating something on there. So I wanted to show you a really easy, fun way to create a page in your journal. For this page, I decided to do what we used to do as kids, take our pencil for a walk. So I've got a piece of paper here to show you, and I'm doing a little bit differently. When I was younger, we were taught to just move the pencil around the page and create sections in that way. I do it a little bit differently now, but you can do it that way if you like. I would just go from one end and to another with a bit of a curly line to create some intersections, and then I would make some differences by adding some straight lines as well. When you do the taking your pencil for a walk, all the lines are wiggly, which is absolutely fine, but I like to create some differences between my lines, so I've got some curved and some straight, and so for that I would do some wiggly lines and then I would add some straight lines as well, taking it from one end of the piece of paper to another, and you can make the sections as small or as large as you wish. And then all I did was colour in the sections. Now to make that a little bit more interesting, if you don't want to do it just with felt tips, I bought some glitter markers for a children's workshop that I'm going to be doing, so I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to try them out. I'm not sure how well you can see the glitter there, but it does show up quite nicely, and it's just something that's a little bit more fun than using your regular markers and a little bit different. Other things that you could do was thicker markers or thinner markers, or a range of thick and thin markers. If you've got different ones, you could use paint pens, you could use colour pencils, you could use pastels, you could literally do whatever you wish. So I've filled my page with different colours, and then I'm just going to go over my original marks that I did in pencil with black. Okay, so that's made that stand out a lot, and it really pops because you've got that lovely black thick outline against the blocks of colour. Now you could absolutely just leave your page like that. It's a really calming activity that you can do while you're listening to something, or while you're watching something, or just if you want a bit of quiet time. If you want to add to it, which is what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how to do that. I would, for example, use a contrasting colour. So for my blue, I'm going to choose a darker blue. This is a paint pen, a Posca paint pen, and you could use any paint pen or any other marker. And I'm just going to do whatever doodle I feel like. Whatever mark comes to mind that you fancy making. And if you're not sure what marks to make, you could go on Pinterest, or you could go on the internet and just search for mark making, and you can get lots of different ideas. You could search mark making, you could search doodle, and I think I'm just going to stick with dots because you can make quite a variety just using dots. So we'll just keep it simple, and we'll just think of different ways that we can use dots. And you see, just by using a darker colour on the lighter background, it just stands out. This is just a really fun and mindful activity. It doesn't matter what your page looks like at the end. It's just about sitting down to create something and not having to think too much. So you can just let your intuition take over and create whatever you feel like creating. You don't have to spend too much time thinking about it. So I'm just going to speed up the rest of this video so that you can see me creating quickly. for the orange, I could try something like yellow. That could work quite nicely because I don't have a different colour orange. But I wanted to show you this. This is a tip that I picked up from BB Henry Art, and she uses Tipp-Ex, or in other countries, I think you might call it whitener, to do white marks, because it's often quite hard to find a white marker that's either like a true white and it's not, and it's completely opaque, or that goes over all surfaces. So I have got a white Posca marker here, but it's not as good at creating like a really thick white mark. So for the orange, I just thought I would try using the Tipp-Ex and see what that creates. I quite like the fact that the circles are a bit uneven. It just makes it look a little bit different. As I was doing that one, I quite liked the open circles and realised I hadn't done that much, so that was quite nice. Kind of wish I'd left those open, but that's fine. Let's go for the purple. I'm going to add some gold here. And you can kind of outline your shape like I'm doing here as well. I like that gold on the green, I think, more than the white. And this green doesn't really show up very well, so I might actually just go back in and put gold over this one. And it doesn't matter if you can then see the green, because that just adds to the texture and colour of your shape. So you see, you can really do anything that you wish, and you can just try different things and see what you enjoy. And you can go back in. So for example, I might go back in and I might do an outline around these circles in a different colour again, and just see what that does. Of course, you can use whatever marks you wish. I just went for circles because I thought it was easy to show you, just sticking with the same theme and the same mark. Okay, so there you go, your first finished art journal page. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it's given you some ideas and some inspiration for making your very own art journal page. Please do share any ideas in the comments, and feel free to send me pictures of your art journal. I would love to see them.